Now it's going live. All right. That was good. I was trying to market as best. Hey there, everybody. How y'all doing? Everybody. So we're doing a round 30, but something different. And I got a special guest with me. I got Anthony from H&EA Games. I got all his stuff in there and in the description. Definitely go check him out and everything. So how are you doing, Anthony, tonight, man?
The same I do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. That was
Exactly.
It's a horrible answer. That's all I had into my mind. I've been holding on to that for 2 days.
You're like, I can't wait to say that. I cannot wait to say this.
You just have to ask the question just right for it to work.
Exactly. So, like I said, we're doing something different tonight. Normally, we're doing around 30, but we're going to do something different. So, like I said, Anthony is my special guest, and he's going to explain to what we're going to do for the about 30 to an hour or something like that, or whatever time it takes.
Wishful thinking, but thanks.
Yes.
Hey, Kato. So today we're gonna do around 30 minutes, which is just not a realistic expectation, and then we're gonna do 10 questions. So how we're gonna work it is we're gonna interlace our questions. So Deluxe is gonna ask me a question, then I'm gonna ask him a question, and then we'll keep going down our list. We both have approximately 10 questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we should be here for about 3 or 4 hours. So
yeah, exactly. Oh no, man! I gotta eat supper, man. Come on now.
I made no plans. I was really clear to just stop playing.
Yeah.
But we'll try not to take more than maybe 90 minutes, I think, right?
Yeah, give or take or something like that.
About 90 minutes, because I also would like to eat today.
Yeah, exactly.
So, just real quick, a little bit about myself. I'm Anthony Haslage. I'm the COO of Haslage Net Enterprises. You can find us on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook as either H&E Games or Haslage Net Enterprises. Our website is haslege.net. Now I pass the ball to Deluxe.
You can find, where you can find me. I'm really big on YouTube and Instagram, which I've really been doing a lot of. I've been getting a lot of traffic in lately for Instagram because I've been taking a lot of pictures and everything, which I love to do and everything. But you can catch me there. TIFF TIFF reviews and everything that I'm on there as well now. Mostly I used to be on Twitter, but Twitter's just trash now, so I don't get on Twitter anymore. So you can catch me here, and you can catch me on Kato's channel as well too, because that's what I'm always on and everything. But all right, so I guess I'm going to go first. We'll ask you questions. Like I said, we're going to go back and forth. Like I have around 30. He's going to do 10 questions, basically the same thing, and it's the same premises that I always do and everything. Okay, so Mr. H&E Game, I'll just call you Anthony. How long have you been doing this, and how did you get into doing reviews?
First, hi, Jay Lee. I saw you pop in the room. Second,
hi, Jay Lee.
I actually, I've been writing for gaming magazines and newspapers and websites since the late 90s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's actually a magazine that had 4 issues published where I was an editor called The Mud Companion. So Mud is a multi-user dungeon or domain. It's an old text-based game. So we, for a short time, tried to do a magazine. So that's where my 10 questions articles popped up for the. Back then, the game designers were called coders, but now they're programmers.
Yeah.
Get the PC name. And then so magazine, and then I started doing reviews for gaming websites, IGN, GameShark, which they changed their name to something else, but whatever. And then I would start doing.
I remember.
Yeah, and then I started doing my own stuff. Basically, the rule was I would give them the articles, they pay me, and they get a month of exclusivity, and then I could post it on my own website. So I did that. So then in 2002, I started writing for a local newspaper, and I did that for a couple of years. I ended up becoming an editor, copy editor, etc. And then in 2007, my brother started the first H&E channel, and he ended up changing it to Kilocon's World of Wonder, and now it's Chris Cool. And originally, he had gotten permission from Warner Brothers to do remasters of Gotham Girls and Animal Olympics. So that took off, and he decided he wanted it to be his own personal channel, so hence the renames. So then in 2008, I had to create a new H&E channel, and what I started doing was posting his, and because Chris, my brother, was also writing reviews for the game sites. I just did the audio, basically an audio book of the reviews and threw them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen to your car. Just driving along. Yeah.
So I'll explain to you Need for Speed. While you're in the car. And that was what we started off doing in 2008. And then I would do like spurts and little whatevers. Mm-hmm. And I would do like maybe I'd spend a year or two working on it, and then I'll take a break. Then year or two. So I'm in year 2 of doing basically focusing on Transformers now. And the reason why I got into it is I got tied up with Kato, Rodimus, Primal, and Patriot Prime. And it wasn't really my intention to go full bore into Transformers, but those 3 guys reminded me of why I loved Transformers. Mm-hmm. Hey, Crimson Raptors. Anyway, it's just I got them 3 onto a panel. It was the first one we did a year and a half ago already. It's I think August of 2019. And I was like, you know what? I really need to get back into Transformers. Like, I was kind of limping along in Prime Wars, but then I was like, you know what? I'm going to up my game, and I think that's something I can do as a hobby.
Okay.
So nice. Yeah, that's pretty much how I got back into doing YouTube and Transformers.
Nice, very nice.
Okay, so my question.
Okay.
What entertained you while you were growing up?
My first love was He-Man. That was around 82. I was born in 76. So 82, He-Man came along, and I went full. I mean, that's what I had, He-Man figures all the time. I loved He-Man. Transformers came along, and that just, big effing robots, just fighting each other. You had to like that. I mean, come on now. As a little boy, I'm around almost 10 years old or something like that. No, I was about 8 whenever the Transformers came out. Mask, I was a big Mask fan. For some reason, I had a lot more Mask, vehicles and everything before I had Transformers. A lot of Transformers. And my mom, I don't know. I know a lot of people did this and everything, but my mom bought me GoBots a lot because they were a little cheaper than what the Transformers was. So I had tons of GoBots too, just because my mom didn't want to buy the Transformers. But I later on, like 86 and everything, I started getting back at a lot of Transformer and everything, and then I hit puberty and everything, and then I put everything to the wasteland. And then 2000 when RD came out, started that's when I really started hardcore into it. But He-Man, G.I. Joe, I love G.I. Joe. That was one of my favorites. I remember I had so many G.I. Joes. I set up a battle. I don't know if I ever did any battle scenes, and I have it on each side. I would have G.I. Joes and Cobras and everything, and it took so long to set them up and everything. I just get bored. I don't know if that's my ADHD or something just kicking in, and I would just, like, I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. But yeah, I mean, the main characters, and everything. I love Battle Beast. I thought they were pretty cool. Was it Dino Riders?
Oh, I love Dino Riders.
I loved the the dinosaurs with they put on the helmets and everything and be controlled and everything. I thought that was really cool. But I never was a big big Turtles fan or anything like that. I mean, Turtles was kind of later on, and that's when I started noticing girls and everything. But mainly Transformers, G.I. Joe, and He-Man were my loves, and Mask were my loves and everything.
I like Mask. I only got Rhino and that green bike, but
I love Rhino. Rhino's my favorite, one of my favorites.
Yeah, a Rhino. Oh God, and I still have them, except
nice.
They're 30-some years old. Yeah, you just destroyed them.
I wish they'd do a reissue, man. If they could give us new ones.
I would rebuy them. Yes, definitely. That would be awesome.
Just reissue them like they did the G.I. Joes and the Transformers, like they did back in the Toys R Us days. Oh man, I would love that. That would be one of my favorite things to do if they would reissue the Mask.
Okay, so second question for me.
Okay, all right. So why Transformers?
Like Mask, pretty much anything that transforms is interesting, and up to that point, it was pretty much Voltron as far as transforming anything. So the concept of lions combining to create a bigger robot was freaking awesome. But then you get to Transformers with basically the robots are the vehicles, and then sometimes they can't even combine. It was like, how could you? And then I liked cars, so why not? And then Mask was like about the same time, so then of course you get Mask where the cars transform into other things. Like we're just talking about Rhino. Rhino was a mobile base with a external vehicle. My motorcycle was a helicopter. It's like what? There's
good stuff.
Yeah, it's just like, why would I not love them? And then of course I we weren't rich when we were poor when I was little. There's no other way to put it. So I only got so few toys, and then when I started working, I started buying occasionally new things. I bought Optimus Primal and Transmetal Megatron after G1 was over. Then I bought RID, Optimus, and Ultra Magnus simply because they combined.
Yeah.
Then nothing for about a decade, although I did. My mom picked up Power Core Combiners Dinobots for me because she knew I loved dinosaurs. They were. I was expecting like Grimlock and Slag and Snarl.
Those were bad.
Yeah,
those were bad.
But I'm okay with it. I've accepted it, and I've actually recently picked up the Constructicon Power Core Combiners, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And then basically just nothing else for a while, and then Prime Wars and RD 2015 and Prime Wars. And I'm back in it. I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to get one of everybody, or if they reissue them and they're better, I'll buy the new version.
Yeah.
So that is why I'm back into Transformers. Also, again, Kato, Patriot Prime, and Rodimus Primal, because they sucked me in.
Yeah, that's what they do. They're enablers. That's what they are.
Yeah, they are. It's a disease.
Yeah, it is. It's a plastic crack disease. I mean, we're addicted to plastic crack. That's what we are.
Here's a funny fact: I sold my Pokemon collection to buy my Transformers for my first channel reviews.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I was like $1,000 out the door, and then I just bought a butt ton of Transformers, new computer stuff.
Did you have any rare ones?
Pokemon cards. Yeah. The most expensive one was. Actually, you know what? I kept the most expensive one. I have a Staff Charizard because I organized for Pokemon before Nintendo.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, so I actually had the Staff Charizard. But I also have the fear of if I sell staff promos and whatnot that Nintendo will give me a cease and desist or something. So, and also I'll lose my job. So I prefer, I miss Alternators, Crimson. They look complicated. Let's put it that way.
They were. I mean, they were. I went hunting. I was deep into Transformers at that time and everything. I was going to buy everything. Like I said, I had all the sets of alternators, and they're a pain in a bunch of Transformers. They're not really good in bot mode, but alt modes are beautiful. I mean, they're beautiful card modes.
I mean, that would be my my mom's oldest brother and my dad's oldest brother. They both love cars, and if I were to get them a car that looked like their car, it would be an alternator because of the transformation. But then how often do you find a Chevy Vega as a transformer or a Japanese muscle car as a transformer? Although I was like, if I sent them skids,
I mean, they have some, like I said, they have some really good. I love the Ravage that turned into the car. That was a really was a Jaguar. And it was really. I mean, they have some really great car modes. The bot modes were, they're fine. I mean,
So my second question: what made you decide to start a YouTube channel?
Well, I was on a podcast called Shattercast Uncut. I was on theirs in. If everybody knows Bobby Skullface, he's a famous YouTuber. And T2RX6, his name's Justin. Also, he's a YouTuber. He's been around for a while. They were doing it. I think that's right when Bobby started and everything. And I was like, I can do that. I want to do that. Everything. I want to review stuff and everything. So I went to Best Buy, got a camera, a tripod, and some lights and everything, and I just went to it, and I've been doing it ever since then. It was something fun. It got me back into loving the collection and everything, and also taking pictures. Like I said, I do love taking pictures of my Transformers, and I put them on Instagram. So that kind of got me into doing that as well. So that's basically just because other people were doing it, and I was like, hey, why not? So
hopped on the bandwagon.
Exactly. Everybody wants, you think about it, you say to yourself, like, everybody wants to hear my opinion, but not really. Nobody really wants to hear your opinion. They don't care.
They just want to see the toy.
Yeah, I was just like, I just got into it around that time. So, yeah, that's the reason why I started a YouTube channel. And the floor time, real quick, which is one I usually do, and I don't think anybody else does that. I was at our first TFCon in 2014 in Chicago, and I just bought a Pretender. I forgot which one it was. And we had a table next to Mr. Skullface, and he had his table. He was selling his merch and everything, and there was no seats when I went over there, so I just plopped my big ass on the floor and started playing with my Transformers. And Bobby and Greg and some others, Justin just looked at me and was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm playing on the floor. It's my Transformers." And when I started my channel, that's when they said, "Hey, you should do floor time because nobody's really doing that. After you do your review, get on the floor and just play the Transformers or anything." I think it might be a good little selling point to your thing. So that's where floor time came from, is when they just pointed out to me that I was playing with my toys on the floor because I had nowhere to sit. So there you go, a little story for that. All right, this is the third question: favorite character and why?
Probably Grimlock, because I love dinosaurs.
Okay.
I'm sadly disappointed with the Studio Series 86 version.
What?
Yeah, it feels
Seriously?
hollow. He's
man.
Yeah, he's just too simple. Honestly, I actually do like the Volcanicus Voyager one. Yeah,
really?
Power of the Primes. Yeah, I actually
all
dig
over
it.
the 86 Studio Series.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the first time. Okay, I mean, hey,
I know I'm an outlier. I know.
No, hey, as long as it makes you happy, that's all that matters. But that's something. I love the Studio Series, but I'm sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's just wow. My Studio Series 86 Grimlock doesn't just clip together right in the tail or in the back with the. It's all kinds of off, and that really it looks good. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. It looks fantastic, movie accurate and everything. It's just also I wish I had a sword, but it just doesn't go together well, and it makes me sad.
Okay, so it's the toy itself. It's not really. Well,
it really takes away from the enjoyment when it doesn't look perfect.
Yeah, I mean, when it don't tab in. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I do still understand.
Yeah, but Greg Berger is my spirit animal. So
he's a nice man. I've got he signed my MP Grimlock, the Takara one, and everything. He's a really nice guy. He's and he's a little fragile. He's getting older. He's getting up there and everything, but really great guy. He will sit there and talk to. So if you ever get to meet him, he's a really nice guy. He will talk to you and make you feel like you're important and everything. So
also, I think the inclusion of Wheelie should have taken $5 off the price of Grimlock.
Yeah, well, they're fixing him up. There's thank God for third party. They're trying to fix his arms and legs, and there is a sword actually out there. I think there's a couple.
Yeah. I talked to Fire Talks about. Okay, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he prints that stuff out. I was talking to him about what I really would like is Siege Ratchet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he had all of these cool doctor instruments. I really think they should have come with Earthrise Ratchet. So that's what So Fire Talk said he might be making those. So I'm like, okay, cool. Crossing my fingers. Okay. I really want the Siege Ratchet weapons for my Earthrise Ratchet.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. That's a good mold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good,
But otherwise, Grimlock all day. But yeah, I'm disappointed with the Studio Series 1.
That's understandable. I totally understand.
Okay. Right. Ready for my next question?
Sure.
Okay. So when did your channel premiere?
I don't remember the month, but I know it's 2014. I want to say around October-ish. I want to say either September or October's around that area, maybe November. I have to go back and look. My first video I did was just like a music video, and it had my Starscream collection on there, and it really wasn't a review. It's just a little video. And my very first review was my collection, which I haven't done one since then. I need to, but that was my first video. But yeah, I want to say around late 2014 was when I first started everything. So not too long. All right. So number 4, would you be interested in different characters, like to stray away from the Optimus Primes, the Bumblebees, Megatron, Starscream? Would you be okay with something that still stayed with the premises of Transformer and everything, and maybe they would have Optimus Prime and everything in there, but would you, like in another galaxy or something like that, would you be okay with new characters introduced for like a series or something like that, or in toys as well?
How are we talking? Like, would the canon be altered in any way, or are we just introducing new people to the lore?
Kind of introducing just new people to the lore. Just it still has the premise, the bad versus good, but it's going to be just a whole new. The Transformers will still, the original will still be in thought, but it'll be afterthought. There'll be new characters just fighting a new battle or something like that.
Because I mean, that feels kind of like what the War for Cybertron animated series is right now. There's mostly old timey the classic, the Starscreams, the Optimus, the Megatron's in there, and then they throw some characters in that you really have never seen in the media before. But then I also could say either Marvel or DC Comics, where they do the alternate multiverse things.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So I could see a alternate multiverse of Transformers. Hell, I enjoyed animated, which obviously was not based in our reality or the reality we've come used to. So,
yeah, right.
So I mean, as long as the spirit of the characters are still intact, I can get behind anything.
Okay, good. Yeah, I like animated. Optimus Prime wasn't the the leader and everything and all that stuff, and it was a great line. It had great toys too as well. So very nice, very nice. Okay.
So awesome. The next question for you is, what were your initial channel offerings? Now, you did mention you did the collection thing and some of the floor time things, but what else do you typically offered originally when you started?
Basically just I started off mainly with G1 stuff, and then I got into eventually got into third party and Legends. Legends came along eventually, and that just really blew my mind out with some of the Legends we're doing. But I mean, I really didn't offer a lot, but I think one of my earlier stuff was like G1 Starscream, G1 Optimus Prime, some of the stuff like that, just a little builder to go into everything. Then I started getting into third party. I think third party started around, I remember add-on kits. That's what started really. Third party was add-on kits for some of the classic stuff like Rodimus Prime and everything, and Ultra Magnus. I think Ultra Magnus was my first third party kit I bought to make him into the bigger Ultra Magnus instead of just the regular white cab and everything. But as far as offer, I mean, that's what I did. What's what I started. I really didn't really, I reached out to Bobby and everything, and T2R6. They helped me a little bit. And then I just, got to get, start talking to people. A lot of people knew me just from Shattercast. It was one of a lot of people liked, Shattercast and the RLC, Remo Collectors. I'm a part of them as well. They're a good group of guys and everything. And just, it's, spewed from there and everything. So that's basically it. Not a lot to offer. Floor time was the only thing I really had to offer.
I have to ask, because you mentioned floor time. Are we talking like when we were little, we would make voices and sounds with our mouths?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just get on the floor and you just, you transform into a little car. You just vroom vroom, and and you have little battles. That's back in the good day. Exactly. Yeah. You would transform, but it takes a little longer now to do that because you'll be for about 15 minutes instead of it used to be like 5 minutes or 5 seconds. What the
just
G1
grab a
stuff
soundboard and hit the button.
Exactly. But yeah, floor time's just fun. I'm getting old now, man. It's hard getting down there now and everything. So, all right. So, moving on. Now, this is kind of not a Transformer question. Just kind of the things that get to know you a little better. Do you like ice cream? And if you do, what is your favorite ice cream?
I like ice cream so much that I gained 20 pounds in 2020 eating it and M&Ms. I stopped. So I've actually lost some weight. So I'm like, yay.
Good.
Peanut butter. Peanut butter ice cream is my favorite, which is also my detriment. It's also my curse. I just ate so much. Like when I go down the ice cream aisle, I gaze away. Like I'll look at the frozen breads on the other side just not to see the ice cream. I can't go down
the freezer aisle. Yeah.
Because I go shopping typically every Tuesday, weather permitting, and it's just a struggle to go, no!
Exactly.
And I'm into my third month of not eating crap.
Okay.
So, but yeah, peanut butter ice cream is awesome.
Cool. Very nice. Well, let me go on something because it's kind of a two-part thing. If you have one last meal, like I said, I always tell I don't want anything to happen to you or anything like that. If you could have one last meal, what would it be?
Probably be pizza, but it'd have to be strictly from CC's Pizza. And it's sad that they're probably going out of business, but they have they have their chicken buffalo and they have chicken barbecue pizza. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I drove an hour and a half to the only CC's that was open in February in Mansfield because I live by Cleveland. Hour and a half to get to Mansfield just so I could have that pizza.
Wow. Yeah, ours in our town closed down. We have one in Little Rock, but I think they're going to. And they were cheap pizza, but it was not too bad for a buffet.
No. They just opened or reopened the one in Canton because they're owned by the same person or company. But like Canton's an extra half-hour drive. I'd rather just drive to Mansfield again, but I don't go alone. I brought people with me. It's an hour and a half trip. You make it into a day trip, you know?
Yeah.
If I was going to die tomorrow, CC's would need to be the thing I eat before I...
CC? Okay.
Yeah, because I'm okay with it after. Like, I had CC's. It's good. I'm ready to go.
Exactly. Nice. Okay. That was mine.
So, next question. What trends have you seen change with online content creation since you started your YouTube channel? And obviously, COPPA is a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one. Where but I think that we've gotten away from that. I mean, I don't think anything came out of it. To be honest, really, I think it was just a little scare for a couple months, and nothing. I don't think really tons of people have been getting canceled. I don't see any Transformer, YouTube channels. None of theirs have been canceled. I don't see anything that happened like that. So I don't know if it was just to try to scare people into something, but I don't think really nothing came of it that bad. Changes, I mean, it's just now there's a lot more. I mean, when I started, before I started, there was a couple. You had PA, you had Optibotimus, you had MGO, Vault Matrix. Some of the older ones been around since 2007, 8-ish, around that area. When I came in, now, that's around 2014. There were a lot of reviewers, but now it's just everybody. Everybody has a phone or has a camcorder is making reviews, which is fine, and everything. But you had to find something that is different. And that's why I do the floor time to kind of stand out from everything. But now, I mean, it's just, it seems like everybody has a channel now. And that's fine. More the merrier. I like watching. I try to watch as many as possible. I mean, there's, like I said, I am subscribed to a lot of people, and I try to watch everything. Now, if I don't, if I see, I try to get, when I did around 30, when I first started, I tried to get everybody on. I mean, I was doing two some days I was doing two around 30s, at a time and everything. Because
otherwise video games and TV, because honestly, there is so much good content now with the streaming services. Disney Plus WandaVision's tomorrow, or technically it's tonight at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I'm behind to it. I got to watch the last two and then the new one tomorrow.
Yeah, and so like there's WandaVision, there's... then there's everything else coming up, MCU afterwards. DC, Warner Brothers is releasing a movie a month that is like, it should be in the theater, but it's not. Wow. I used to be a Rear Admiral. Took me 20 years.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it's less nice when you realize it's for Gene Roddenberry's official fan club, where the ranks take real time to get to. Anyway, because I was answering Crimson Raptor's question.
That's okay. All right.
I could not be in the real Navy because I can't swim well. I can float. I just moving. It's like I feel like I'm going in circles.
That's all I do is float. That's all I ever do is float. But I was in the Army for 8 years and everything, so I had a great time.
Because I like right now I'm doing a campaign for IFT, which is its abbreviation because it's International Federation of Trekkers. So if you know anything about Star Trek, it was co-created by Gene Roddenberry, so it's his fan club. So right now I'm working on a project for their anniversary, and then Nichelle Nichols is retiring, and I use air quotes because she basically is only going to be in Las Vegas, or Los Angeles, you should say. So she'll do maybe Wizard World or Comic-Con, but she's not doing anything else anymore. Like, she doesn't want to keep traveling. She's tired of traveling, so she's coming to Ohio in June to do her final away show. So she'll be here for 3 days. At some point, I need to pay my dad for that.
Okay. It was funny you said she hates traveling, but she's going to be here in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, it'll be her last stop, yes.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, so she lives in L.A. This will be her last, event outside of L.A. And so I'm working on stuff for that.
Okay, nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Let me say this right here.
So was there any more for that one?
No, that was it. That was it.
So what brings people to your YouTube channel now? What attracts people? What do you think is what gets people in? Now, for me, your evolution videos is actually what gets me in. I started watching a whole bunch of them. I like seeing the older toys of a specific character. I think that's pretty cool. And you recently did Grimlock, and you did Dinobot. And I still don't have Dinobot.
yesterday.
Yeah. So I'll catch because I love dinosaurs, I'll catch those things.
Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, I love doing those. Like you just hit it on the head, the nail on the head on the nail. I don't know, whatever. Just to go back and like I said with the Dinobot one I just did, I forgot how the universe one was. I just really never messed around with it. So this evolution things really get me a chance to mess with my old stuff and everything. I got Inferno coming up tomorrow, so I'll be doing him. But what brings people I have no idea. It's my beard, I guess. The floor time and just I didn't try to be like this, but I've been labeled kind of like the Bob Ross of reviews because I'm just kind of calm, relaxed. I love everything. I mean, you really had to be a crappy Transformer for me not to like it, and I'm always gushing and everything. So I like bringing out the positive. I don't like crapping on stuff all the time. I'll tell you if something, if I don't like about it or anything, or if something's wrong, but I don't tend to, just sit there and just crap on it for 15 minutes because I think every Transformer has some good points and everything. And I just love Transformers. I mean, it's just fun to do, but I love the evolution things. I love doing what's new in Transformers. It's really fun to do that. They're real easy to do. Actually, you just, go find some pictures and you just sit there and talk about some new stuff and everything. And they're my biggest views that I usually get is my what's new and everything. So I may try to, start doing those a lot more often, maybe not do a whole 25 minutes or something on there. I may do one story here, one story there and everything, but I still do love reviews and everything. I love taking pictures, and I wish I could, I love showcasing my pictures on Instagram and everything, and my reviews and all that stuff. So I guess that's what people bring, and my milkshake too as well. It brings all the boys to the yard.
I heard Kato answered that same thing, the milkshake thing.
Yeah. Oh, I know Kato's milkshake brings everybody. Alpha J Lee, man, Alpha Bravo. Wait, I'm sorry, that was not the right one. Man, they need to make an Alpha Bravo MP of Alpha Bravo. I'm just telling you right now. I wish Hasbro would listen to me. I would definitely do that. That was my answer. That's a good question. I like that one.
Okay, so to follow up on your on that response was I just did the Expanse. I was working on my Expanse review before we started here, and it's one of those situations where I like the look of the toy. I just hate the transformation and some of the fiddly bits about it, but it has good qualities. So it balances out nicely. And in my review, I got the toy for $23 off.
Nice.
Because it was my birthday month when pre-orders went in. So Target had the $5% red card. It had the 5% birthday thing, and then they were doing 20% off toys to clear out for Christmas. So I was able to compile all of those to get $23 off the figure. And I think for the $65 price point, I probably wouldn't be as happy as I am with it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's a good point right there. What you pay into it. Like let's just say, let's take the Rodimus. That's coming out. Like I said, it says $121, but it's going to be like $80. But you think it's going to be an $80 toy? If you could get it for $50, it makes a little difference. The less you pay, you may like it a little more, and the more you pay, you'd be like, I don't know if that was worth the money. Sometimes when you pay something, you kind of forgive it for a little bit. Like, I only paid $5 for it, so. I can forgive it for, not being that good of a Transformer or something like that.
Yeah, it inspires remorse, but it depreciates with the amount you spend. And speaking of the leaked Rodimus Prime, I did breakdown of it and a translation of it on tformers.com in the toys section of the forum. So if you guys want to read about it, go check that out. Go check it out,
man. Go check it out. All right. So next question is, what mutant or special power would you want to have and why? Just one. You can only have one.
Yeah. See, because everybody wants to fly, and it'd be nice to be able to travel without having to use my vehicle. Yeah. But then there's also, well, if I have super strength or I have invincibility, but it's really hard to pick. Technically, because it's not like I'm going to go fight crime, as much as I probably would love to, but because if you have invincibility, you can fight crime, but you can't overpower anybody, so you're just going to sit there and be beaten up if you're not strong.
Yeah.
So I have to go with flight, I would put on a flight suit and I would fly just so I can go visit places, as long as I can fly fairly fast, like just below Mach 1, because otherwise, if you're just flying at the speed in which you walk, and then why bother?
That would be pointless then. That'd be
right. It would be like, why? Just, give me a way to avoid hitting birds and planes, and I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, good question. Good answer, man. Good answer.
Yeah. So, what changes do you have planned for your YouTube channel in the near future? So, what do you have coming up? Any spoilers for us?
I'm always thinking about doing stuff like, so I just mentioned the what's new. I like to do some of those. I may start doing. I was thinking tonight. I may start doing like a collection or character collections. I was looking at RC, and so I may just show off, certain characters, and that's everybody's favorite fembot. So I may start off with her and just show all the. Basically, it's just another evolution kind of thing, but actually I would show more than just. I usually try with the evolution thing to be around 3 to 4, and people always ask me, why are you throwing MP? I'm like, because I'm just doing the mainline stuff, just the chug stuff, basically. But I may start on certain characters throw in, because there's, third party with RC, you got the Nicey, you got, Famous Toys, you got, who else you got? MMC. So I'm gonna probably throw them in too with the the chug stuff and everything as well. So I may start doing that. And other than that, just like some what's new stuff and everything, just more talking instead of just showing off a figure and everything.
Okay, so to answer Crimson Raptors, with Flight, the best or the worst I could do is peek in people's windows. What, like, Naughty and like, I'm just gonna, hey, I can see you. Like, there's no advantage to that. You're gonna get arrested if they can catch you anyway.
Exactly. Well, you fly, so you just get away and everything. But so that's what I'm gonna do basically and everything. So let's see. Next question. Do you have a favorite toy that you like to mess around with? Like, you just grab something, you grab one that you're always fiddling with off your shelves and everything.
I know. I remember it used to be the G2 Optimus Prime. His transformation is so smooth. It's so simple. It's awesome. Like now, it's probably Skylinks. I've transformed Skylinks more than I've transformed anybody else. Yeah, he's just such a first off, he's easy to transform. Despite maybe some people might think, I actually do enjoy the base mode, and I like that being tossed. It makes it. I mean, they took away the motorized walking and gave you a base mode. Now I have no reason to use the base mode. I don't really care for the little base things, but I just like the fact that they threw that in there, and I didn't know about it until like near the release date. It's like a surprise base mode. I'm like, whoa, holy crap! Although I have to say, if I had a second place, right now it is probably Omega Supreme, because again he is he is so easy to transform. I just wish his little tabs would stay in for the rocket, but it's just you look at him and go, oh my god, this thing is going to be a beast. And nope, super easy. It comes apart in 3 pieces, and there you go.
Yeah, and to harp on the Skylinks thing, I love the base mode. And you don't have to use it. I mean, they even had to throw it in there, to be honest. I mean, it's just something extra. And it's I think it's probably my favorite out of the Earthrise. I mean, especially, I love Jetfire too as well. The Commander class has been really good. That's why I was kind of upset when they put Rotoms in there. I was like, man, I wish they would have done a Beast Wars thing. But Skylinks, yes, that is a great, fun figure. Just, it's awesome. Yeah.
My problem with Jetfire is just getting his shoulders in right when you can tuck his arms in. That is because you got to like fiddle it in just one extra click. Yeah. It's a pain in the butt. But other than that, I think Jetfire is pretty cool. And I also like the fact you can change his faceplate and you can make him a walker.
You can make him a Decepticon as well or something, anything like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. I think it's my turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. What? Oh, yeah. Me to ask a question. Yeah. What changes would you like to make if you had unlimited resources? So, like, now a lot of people go, well, if I had unlimited resources, I just hire new staff, or I would just buy more toys. What are you thinking you would do? I mean, be original if you can.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would definitely upgrade my camera. I use a camcorder and everything. I would definitely upgrade that. I would upgrade where I do my stuff, because I'm in my room. I'm in the middle of my collection room when I'm doing my reviews and everything. But I would definitely upgrade all the equipment, the lights and everything. Because I look at, if anybody watches Prime vs. Prime, I love his whole white setup and everything. I try to get that, but mine's a little darker than his. But his is so bright, and it really brings out the figure itself when he's reviewing everything. But I would definitely upgrade that. Yeah, I would use. I mean, I would use it, to buy a new, transformer and everything. But I usually get what I want most of the time, so I wouldn't. I don't have an issue with that. But first thing first, I would definitely upgrade my equipment. I think that would probably be it. Just upgrade the equipment, make it, a lot better. I definitely need a new camera. Definitely would like that. I've had that. That's the first. I've had one since 2014. So I definitely need to upgrade that and everything. So that's what I would do. Yeah. Not too hard, not too much. Awesome. All right. Well, let's see. Okay, this is kind of good. So do you think Hasbro is on the decline? And if so, what do you think they could do to make the product better, but still affordable?
Okay, so I kind of want to ask clarification on decline because they've made more money in 2020 than they have in a while. So because they're putting out products so frequently that it's just gross.
Yeah, okay. So do you think that as far as as far as what they're how they're doing it with the waffles, and they're trying to cut corners.
Okay,
they're smaller. They're smaller.
Quality control.
Quality control. So basically, kind of like that. Do you think that they're and I could talk myself blue into that's why I really don't try to mention waffles that much anymore because it's you would say it every review that you have reviewed a Hasbro figure. But do you think that they're going to start doing more? I don't want like I say a decline, but do you think they're going to start cutting costs more? And what do you think if they do cut costs? Do you think that they could do stuff that would make fans happy? Which that's hard as hell to do. That you're never going to do that. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah,
there?
Because now I want to sing the Waffles song from Teen Titans Go. Waffles,
Exactly.
waffles. Yeah. So we know that they've gotten to the point where they've said, "Hey, you know what? We're just going to raise the price a little bit." And even though it hasn't really been enforced too much, short of Hasbro posts his website, they raised the deluxes to $23.
Yeah.
But then we also see that they're doing this thing where they'll skimp on one toy for the benefit of another. So we're seeing they're doing trade-offs. And inevitably they're going to get to the point where either A, they're going to depreciate everything or they're going to increase the price. You got to do one or the other because they have investors and those people need to get their returns. So, it's a business and that's the way it works. When I started with Pokemon, Hasbro had just bought Wizards of the Coast. And they started doing, how do I put this? They started creating cards they didn't have permission from Pokemon Company to make. Back then it wasn't called the Pokemon Company; it was still Nintendo technically.
Yeah.
That was what made Nintendo decide to create the Pokemon Company and move the process in house, because Hasbro said to Wizards of the Coast, "You need to make more money from this product line." And so again, it is a business, and that is what they do. So if they're like the trading cards, they throw these trading cards into the boxes. And they're thinking they're going to create this secondary market, so at some point they can release these collector cards. Technically, they're collector cards, they're not trading cards. Trading cards is actually the trading card game, which just recently got canceled because it wasn't making enough money. Because if anybody who played the Transformers trading card game, which I still have my whole collection, because I can't sell it, nobody wants it. Essentially, they started off cloning more or less Pokemon in Magic and Pokemon Magic, squished them together, and then they produced the game. And at first, for the first year, it was spectacular. But then they had a problem keeping the schedule, and they tried to do cutbacks, and then it ended up being a 2 to 3 set a year thing. It's just whenever they felt like it, and then they try to throw in new gimmicks, and they diluted the product because they think, well, if we can make it more like Magic, because Magic is so great. Not in my opinion, I think Pokemon's a better card game, but a lot of people really like Magic. So they figured if they try to match that with Transformers trading card game, that it will improve the game and more people will invest in it, and then it'll become the next Magic. It backfired because it made the game so complicated that a lot of people couldn't wrap their mind around it.
Yeah, I tried to watch it. Like they did, tournaments at TFCon and everything, and I went and watched a little bit. I was just like, I don't even know, what are y'all doing? And some of them were, some of them were just catching on, just playing, back and forth. And I was just like watching. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the initial rule set was pretty much, I want to say, kind of just basically Kaijudo. If you ever played Kaijudo, which was a game they created to replace Pokemon, but then it didn't make money, so Wizards canceled it, or Hasbro, whoever. So like, it was basically the rule set generally like Kaijudo without a mana pool, and I liked Kaijudo and I liked how Transformers originally was. But then after Siege 2, which was the fourth set, I think it was the fourth set, they started going crazy. I mean, they introduced Combiners, which was fine. That was their second set. And then they introduced Titans, which was fine because the gimmick was pretty awesome. You flip the Titan over and you get one of their 3 helper bots. Perfectly fine.
Okay.
But it's just, I think they should have come in it like what they do with Kaijudo, where instead of paying $4 for a booster pack, you would pay $3. Introductory price, get the players in there, and then not do this whole rule flush thing. But that's how Hasbro operates. And if Transformers, you get waffles. On Transformers, you get a higher price point. On Transformers, they shift resources. They can only do so many things. It's just like with the American dollar, the Treasury can only do so much for interest rates and valuations that something has to change. And quality control is probably one of those. They probably said, hey, 2020 showed us that we could make toys faster, make them more frequently, and reduce quality control, and our percentage of issues is still acceptable.
Yeah.
So they've probably learned that they could cut hundreds of jobs, save hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, hundreds.
And only increase the QC issues by 2 to 3%, of which acceptable is somewhere around 5 to 10%. So,
well, let me ask you something to add on to that. It harks back to the different character thing. Do you think that we need to move on from like Optimus Prime and everything, because we're getting a Prime, we're getting a Bumblebee, we're getting Starscream, we're getting a Megatron, every line. They're even repacking to other what the Kingdom Optimus Prime from, or I'm sorry, the Earthrise Optimus Prime is branded in the Kingdom now. So even the G1 purists, that love G1 and everything, I think they're getting tired of just getting the same Optimus. And I think I was talking with Cato about this the other night. What more can you do to get better an Optimus Prime, or better a Starscream, or better a Megatron? And I think people are just getting kind of burnt out. It's like, move on. That's why I think Kingdom should have been a whole Beast Wars thing. I think it would have been fine. I think enough people like Beast Wars that the line with just all Beast Wars would have been fine. But they had to throw in Inferno and Trax are doing some other stuff and everything. But do you think people are getting just burnt out on G1 stuff?
So I interviewed FJ DeSanto, which I think posts Monday at noon Eastern, and he basically explains that what Hasbro is trying to do is simultaneous universe construction, kind of like multiverse.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we all know that they have to keep using the evergreen names because they want to keep the trademarks.
The trademark. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think what they should do then, if we're really going out into that imaginary space, they do whatever they need to do to keep Optimus and Starscream and all of them valid, but then create a whole new series with whole new characters and explore new things. I mean,
okay.
I obviously anything they do is going to be sci-fi-esque. But maybe they go more into a comedy approach like they're doing on Nickelodeon. Maybe they go into a more action-orientated, like, this is not for kids approach.
Yeah.
I really think they should do that, actually. I think War for Cybertron kind of gets there, but it's not enough.
Right. Now, you just mentioned that they're going to do the multiverse kind of thing. So do you see them going to other, like, mixing with RID, Armada, the Unicron trilogies?
Would be awesome. I would love to see that type of crossover. Because if they could do a multiverse MCU type of thing and then link things together, that would be sweet. Because the potential is basically Power Rangers Super Samurai, I think it was, where they could access the powers of all the previous Rangers. And then they had battles where the other previous Rangers all showed up. Like, yeah, it's like mind-blowing. If that would be something they could actually do, I would be in. I'd be like, yes. Get the old voice actors back. Just the interplay, because the Japanese comic does that. They have a Japanese fun comic that actually crosses over universes frequently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right. Well, that's my question. What's the next
So, is there anything else you would like to mention about your YouTube channel? Like, is there features that maybe you want to promote more? Do you have something that you would like to do that maybe you're thinking about? You kind of want to know if anybody would be interested in. What do you have in mind, and what do you want people to know about?
I don't really have any. I mean, I would love to do more around 30s. I've go back. I would love to get the big boys like MGO, Balt Matrix, all them. I love to try to get them on. Voice actors. I've reached out to a couple and they just haven't panned out. But I would like to do that more. That's about it. I mean, I really don't have anything special that I want to do. Really, I just want to keep on doing reviews and meet people and interact with people. I love doing the live stuff with Cato and anybody else that wants to do anything. That's really fun. I mean, it's really fun to interact with other people about this because you have one thing, because there's so much negativity. Like I said, Twitter is trash. Facebook is trash too. But I'm on Facebook all the time. But to actually you actually, that's only like maybe 1% of the fandom. Most of the time, everybody's just cool, laid back. You can talk about Transformers. You can disagree, and you still go on about your business and everything. And that's why I started doing the Round 30, is to get people, to be on the same page. Like, we like Transformers. You may not like G1, you may not like Beast Wars, but you like Transformers, and we can agree on that and still be friends and still talk and have a adult conversation and everything. So I want to push that a lot, and that's why I want to do more around 30s to bring people in. Like, I think I'm going to do one tomorrow, and the guy's not a reviewer. He doesn't have anything special. He's just a fan, and we're going to sit there and chit chat and talk about Transformers, and that's awesome. So that's what I want. That's what I want to do and everything. So that's about it. Easy peasy. All right, my last question. So, you said you'd like to do 2-year increments and everything, but where do you see your channel in 5 years from now?
Well, if I can get to 1,000, if I can monetize a channel, then there's a little bit more incentive to keep going, especially if I'm not working actively. Because then because I used to make $50 a month on the channel prior to the subscribers being the basis for ad revenue. So I could have done, with just that revenue alone, 2 to 3 reviews of purely stuff paid for by the channel. So being able to get back to there would put a little bit less pressure on me to have to find money to put stuff together. So I really think that would be a personal goal, to get over that 1,000 mark. I think I handily beat the hour requirement, but that's also purely by the 600 plus videos I put out in 13, 14 years. So yeah. And I forgot the question. Now I'm gone. What was the rest of the question?
Oh, just where do you see your channel 5 years?
5 years.
Now,
Okay. So I would love to monetize. I have the feeling that, assuming Studio 86 actually does get a second line, and then Kingdom finishes off, I probably am not going to be doing Transformers as actively. I do have a feature in mind that I want. I don't want to reveal the name of it because I've been looking and making sure nobody's using it. But and I don't want anybody to snipe it up, so I'm not going to mention. But basically,
that's fine.
Hasbro had attempted to do this. They did like 6 videos and then gave up. So I thought I would do that for my entire collection, and so maybe that would be like a nice filler. And then if something appeals to me, I would do offbeat, more newer reviews. Although I think right now I'm kind of looking forward to Transformers Online. So there might be, if that actually localizes, or they can make a new game for us, because right now it's just in China. I would probably be doing a lot of more streaming of that game. What I want to do is do like something Devastation. Devastation is an awesome
A lot of people
game.
are doing that. A lot of Input does it. There's some other people that do them, but I watch Input sometimes. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, so I mean, if worst case scenario in 5 years, it would probably be just video game live streaming again, which is what I did prior to getting back into Transformers.
Oh, T-Man does it too as well. He does a lot of streaming and everything. So that's pretty cool. Okay, that was my last question.
Okay,
what's yours?
So my last question is, do you have content on other outlets, and how can people find more about you online? I have your Facebook is Hail Hasbro Reviews. Your Instagram is Hail_Hasbro_reviews. Your Twitter, which you said you don't use anymore, is Hail Hasbro. And then YouTube is Deluxe Baldwin. Is there anything else I'm missing, or anything you want anybody particularly subscribe to, focus on, check out?
No, just my YouTube and mainly my Instagram. I don't do anything else. I don't do any other stuff. Like I said, Twitter. I used to be on Twitter, but I haven't done anything. But yeah, those are two main things I really check all the time and everything. I also talk to you, and I talk to Cato and everything on Instagram, because for some reason Cato doesn't want to be on Facebook. So he's a coward. So whatever.
Well, I mean, like if he's not on Twitter, and then you should be on Facebook. Like, if you don't like the one, you go to the like. And
they're both the same, basically. They're both the same, basically.
Right.
To be honest.
And then the plus side of Facebook is you can pretty much mute everybody else out. And
you can block everybody. Yeah.
Right, and then you just talk to the people you want to talk to. You don't have to bother anybody else.
Yeah, but that's fine. He has his reasons, and that's fine. He's whatever. But anyway, yeah, that's the main two things. If you want to, hit me up or slide my DMs, I'm definitely on Facebook and Instagram all the time and everything. So.
Whenever somebody says slide into my DMs, it should sound sexy, and somebody should have some alcohol.
I don't know why I say it. It's so old. I don't know why I won't even say it anymore. But well, I mean, like I said, I did put I put your YouTube channel on my description. Everybody, if you haven't, definitely go to this guy and everything. He's put out some good stuff and everything. I've been watching his content a lot lately and everything. So definitely go over to his YouTube. Now, do you post a lot of pictures on Instagram or anything like that, or?
The pictures I typically post on Instagram, I hate the fact that Instagram doesn't allow linking. I still put the links there, and I know for mobile devices, it's not like you can copy them. And then on desktops, they kind of nerf it. So I'm like, well, I'm going to throw the images of the thumbnails I'm going to put up for the videos, and then throw the description up there. I have been actually debating doing the photography thing, because I actually have the green screen set up. I mean, I have a screen screen behind me, but I actually have a foldable green screen that goes into the light box. And I tested it out. I think I did a picture. What was it? I did a picture with Starscream. No, with Soundwave and Megatron, and I can't remember who I was talking to, but I showed them how this green screen worked, and it does work. It's just not I wish it was a little bit better, but now that I have improved lighting, maybe it will be. I haven't tested it with the new lighting. So I might get into the photography part. But right now, I'm kind of just focusing on the video part, because if it's not fun, I probably won't do it. Like, I want to do something more like a still comics thing, where I'll use the green screen, have the characters set up, and then I'll take multiple pictures of them in different poses with thought bubbles above, and then put in some text. Because I'll write out a script. Yeah, because I've had a habit of occasionally writing scripts for things. And thanks, Warner Brothers, for not taking any of my Teen Titans scripts. Anyway, because I've submitted 2 or 3, I forget. Anyway, so I write stories. So it would be like, I think of things that pop in my head. I'm like, okay, maybe I can do a setup, and then I'm like, I'm not feeling like it. My motivation, like 2020 sucked away all my motivation. I kind of push myself into doing YouTube stuff, but once I start, I'm okay with it. It's just getting to it. Yeah.
That's understandable.
Yeah. It's just the moment I get to doing it and then going, I still don't like this, and then that's when I have to reconsider what I'm doing. But I feel like Deluxe. I feel like Cato is threatening you by telling you that he's going to meet you. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we're gonna meet. We're all going. We're going to TFCon and everything, but we'll meet one of these days definitely. I met Patriot Prime. I met him 2 years ago. Was it 2 or 3 at TFCon? I've met. That's about it as far as the people, the circle I've met. That we hang around with and everything. I'm sure I've met some other people at TFCon and everything. People always come to me, "Hey, Deluxe, I like your reviews." I'm like, "Thank you," and they just walk off. I was like, all right, you don't want to talk? I don't know, but whatever. But anyway.
So it's snowy outside.
There you go.
Then I climb into my truck, and then I go visit you guys at TFCon. Now, if they won't let me off of work, I'm going to be frank with me. There is no realistic way they're going to let me go hey, we just got you back in. Why don't you go to a convention for a week? No.
Sure, why not?
They're not going to let me do that.
Oh well. Anyways, well, yeah, that's all I got, man. I think that was your last question. So that was fun. I liked that. That was pretty cool. This is the first time I've ever done this. Yeah. I've never done the back and forth thing.
Like a talk show or something.
Yeah. Some people, Kinkley, I can't say his name right. He came in like, who's interviewing who? I'm like, we're both doing it.
Both. Or is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, gross. Anyways, but yeah, like I said, definitely thank you so much for doing this. It was pretty fun. I mean, it was a really good time. I wouldn't mind doing this with other people, to be honest. But I know it's your little thing, so I'll just let you do it.
No. The 10 questions thing is my thing. You can totally, I plan panels for the group.
Yeah.
So, right now, I think Crimson, Raptors, Kato, I want to say TFA or the Transformers Addict, and I think I have a couple of people on that question mark maybe. We're thinking of doing a Transformers After Dark panel. So hear me out.
Wow.
So it's adult, no nudity or anything to not get us kicked off of YouTube.
Oh, well, if there's no nudity, I'm not going to join because I want the nudity
screw
part.
You then, I don't care.
Yeah,
Fine.
I know, man. Golly.
Anyway, so basically, language is all good. We're going to talk about the seedier, darker things. I think the topics I have already listed are complaining about QC issues. Talking Crimson and I got in this long conversation about ordering mishaps. When you order a product and they say it's delivered, but it's not actually delivered. So things like that. And I know.
I bet y'all talk about exclusives too.
Oh, you know what? I should add that to the list because we're looking for people.
That's a hot topic.
Yeah, because also, let me add the exclusives to the list. What was the wish lists? Because obviously there's things we all like to see, and then our most disappointing buys and our most unexpected good buys. Like you buy a toy and you're not expecting anything from it, and then it totally surprises you. Those are stories that people want to hear, according to me.
No, those are good topics.
That's my source is me. Yeah. This was actually pretty decent. I figured it'd be a little bit weird, but it kind of smoothed out rather nicely. I think it did well.
I had a great time, man. So you got anything else? I mean, where can like I said, where can everybody reach you at as far as I did get your YouTube channel, but I know you got a lot of other stuff and everything.
Yeah. So HasLageNet Enterprises is its website is haslage.net, and hi Dennis. So everything links to there. And then, of course, on social media, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, and YouTube are H&E Games. Because when we switched when we rebranded in 2019, we went with H&E Games because we were focusing more on video game stuff. But toys kind of falls into that because it gets weird if we start calling it H&E Games, toys, electronics, etc.
Yeah, and then you get the bad toy stuff that on the dark side of stuff. What?
You also have the problem if you use the word toys, your audience demographic will skew younger, which takes away any type of monetization. And we didn't want to get stuck to that. And YouTube has made the decision that toys is kids and games are adults. So
the show makes sense. I mean, YouTube has a thing for kids. So what? I mean, anyways, that's beside the point. But anyways. Once again, it was I took toys. I put action figures, because you have to put that and everything. Because again, dude, thank you so much for taking the time out. And actually, you're the one that actually set this up. You asked me up. I was like,
oh okay. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Why not? But yeah, I had a great time. It was fun and everything. I want to thank everybody that came in. Thank you so much. Go hit that like button. Like I said, go over to his YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe and everything and sub to everything that he does and everything. He's a busy man and everything. So, he only has 2-year window too. So, you only get 2 years of his stuff and then he's gone. So,
get that exclusive content now.
Exactly. But I guess I'll see everybody on the next round 30. And as always, be good to yourself. Hail Hasbro. And good night, folks. Everybody wave. The little awkward in broadcast thing again. Was I supposed to end broadcast like that? Is that okay?